Greetings, my dear viewers, to another Dungeons & Dragons character concept. Welcome back, I'm Drehan, your host, and today we are celebrating the release by the Wild Beyond the Witchlight once more by going over the Hexblood. Now, technically this was already next in line before I did the Heir video and the Fairy, but since Wild Beyond the Witchlight was being released, I decided to go ahead and do them. And since Heir was technically going to be next in line anyway, Hexblood was just going to be right after it. And Hexblood was released in Von Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. However, it fits a whole lot better in the Wild Beyond the Witchlight because of one thing. Hags. Yes. Hags. You know, the fairy tale witches. The Hexblood actually fits perfectly with the lore of the Feywild solely because of their purpose. Hags use Hexblood as heirs to their coven. Replacements for their coven, to create a coven in the first place. They turn creatures into Hexbloods so they can turn those Hexbloods into more hags. Crazy. Yes. Rich in lore? Definitely. Now, since the Hexblood is technically a lineage, I'm not going to go over every last race possible for this lineage. I'm only going to use the Hexblood as a race for this video. So, as always, we are taking each of the races from Dungeons & Dragons and seeing what backgrounds and classes best fit with that race. Let's go ahead and get started. For backgrounds, the best ones to use for a Hexblood are going to be Charlatan, Faction Agent, Fey Lost, which is being released in The Wild Beyond the Witchlight, which that's kind of spot on with the Hexblood, because hags will take children, turn them into Hexbloods, so those Hexbloods can become more hags. Okay, I'm ranting too much. Haunted One is next. Hermit, Inheritor, again hag. Outlander, Sage. For classes, Druid, Ranger, Warlock, and Wizards are going to be the most common for a Hexblood character. Alright, now let's take a deeper look into these classes to see what subclasses will best fit a Hexblood character. Starting things out with Barbarian, of course we're going to do Barbarian with the Wild Magic path as the only path listed because of its tie to the Feywild. Not saying that there would be other Barbarian paths that you can use, because you can. This video only serves as a template of sorts to give you ideas on how to build your character. You don't have to follow this point by point. This is just to give you ideas when you are fresh out of them. Anyway, moving on. Bard. Glamour and lore will probably be your best bet for a Hexblood character. Blood Hunter. This one's my favorite subclass. Favorite class in general. Order of the Mutant and Order of the Profane Soul would probably be the best fit for your Hexblood. Hopefully, Teldori Reborn will actually have an upgraded version of the Blood Hunter. with more subclasses and more fighting styles. There, Matt Mercer. If you need help with writing this, look me up. Send me an email. Be more than happy to help you with this. Anyway, enough of that. Moving on. Let's go over to Cleric. Once again, the Cleric domain is mostly for gods, for your character to serve a god. But most people will play a Cleric as just serving an idea. So, Clerics of Trickery, Nature, and Arcana will be the best pick for a Hexblood. Druid, once again, Circle of Dreams has a connection to the Feywild. Circle of Land, this all depends on what type of hag created you, or imbued you with power, turned you into a Hexblood. So, Sea Hag would probably be Coast, Honest Hag, Swamp, Dusk Hag, probably the Desert. It all depends on the hag, so this is more for what you want as a Hexblood character. Moving on to Fighter, Arcane Archer, because of the Eladrin being the elves of the Feywild, you're more than likely be able to run into them and learn their secrets. Eldritch Knight is another good one, as well as the Monster Hunter, which is Unearthed Arcana, so this is something you want to talk with your DM about, because some dungeon masters might not accept Unearthed Arcana, which is a shame. This one's pretty good. Anyway, Paladin, Oath of the Ancients, Watchers, and Vengeance are going to be good picks. Oath of Vengeance, well, because you might not be too fond of the hag who took you away from your family. Who knows what else happened? So, yeah, Oath of Vengeance. Ranger is going to be next. Conclave will be Fey Wanderer or the Gloom Stalker. Again, this goes off of the Sali and Unsali courts. The Unsali actually fits the Gloom Stalker the best, while Fey Wanderer could be either or even neither. You could just be a freelancer, just wandering the Feywild. Huh? Yeah, I'm bad at jokes. Moving on to Sorcerer. Once again, this is because of the tie to the Feywild, ties to the hags. Wild magic is going to be your origin. For Warlock, this mainly depends on the hag. Archfey for most of them because they're Fey, but the... oh, what was it called? What was that one hag called? I don't remember. Ugh, darn it. Either way, that particular hag is a fiend. I'm going to remember that hag's name eventually. Anyway, one of them is a fiend. The others are Fey. Oh, now it's going to bug me for the rest of this video and for the time afterwards. I'll probably put it in the description if I remember it. Anyway, one of those two patrons will best fit your Warlock. Now, you could, again, be going against the hag who created you and go for a different Archfey. Or a different fiend. Who knows? Finally, we're going to be going over Wizard. Now this mainly goes again with the hags. If you are with your hag, then you might have learned a thing or two about their wizardry. So divination, enchantment, illusion, transmutation, or again, onomancy, because of the Feywild and all of its trickery. This is again Unearthed Arcana. Again, talk with your DM if you wish to use this subclass. Alright, that's all the time I have for you today, my dear viewers. I hope you have enjoyed. If you wanted to see my last two videos on the Heir and the Fairy, go ahead and click on my channel and search them up. They are pretty good videos, and actually the Heir is my most popular so far. And if you're looking for other ideas for characters, I do have a playlist for character concept. I even covered a couple other ideas, besides just the races of Dungeons & Dragons. Anyway, I do hope you enjoy. Until next time, this has been Drehan, and I am offline.